Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Sound Labs podcast interviews unedited 2000 Trees Festival special. And on today's show we have interviews from Dead Pioneers, the Virginmarys, Free Throw, Glass Bridges and Scustin. So without further ado, let's kick off with our first interview from Dead Pioneers. They've been busy releasing new music and we had a chat with them all about it. So Dead Pioneers, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. You are here at 2000 Trees. How has your day been?
Hot, very hot, but good. A lot of like-minded people, that's always nice.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you hoping to catch some bands while you're here?
Yeah, I didn't plan too much, but I do love a festival, and do love just hanging out and discovering new bands is always good.
Yeah, good stuff. And we've been playing a single of yours called LFG.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
We were on the road with Pennywise for a few weeks last year, and I befriended Fletcher, the guitarist, and there was talk of having him maybe produce a couple of songs, and we weren't able to match it up, but I did talk to him and he had some suggestions that he wanted us to do a song that, could be sort of a sing-along, a scream-along, as it were, and LFG was kind of it, but because he wasn't as involved in it as I had hoped and he had hoped, we had to have him at least start the song off with, the Let's Fucking Go. So yeah, Fletcher's on that, and the song came together like we had a moment where we weren't sure about the chorus, and it came together. All of us as a group got together and wrote the chorus because what I had put together wasn't really meshing, and it was kind of funny because it's a song about community, and it took a community to write the chorus, so I think that's kind of cool. So
for sure. And that's off your new record, which is out now.
Yeah.
Tell us about the record for those who've not heard it yet.
Yeah, I think the record is. I keep saying it's our most collaborative. I mean, the first record really is me. The second record is sort of a second act to the first record. And the third one, I kind of went hands off because I trust my guys and they trust me. And for some things I was able to lay the bones down for, and then they were able to contribute. And really just also lean in and trust. Juicy Fruit off the second album was one that I had to sort of trust the process because it wasn't sounding to me the way that I wanted it to sound. But my guys who have been doing this for so long, were just like, no, you're good. The third record has a lot of that in it. And, Lee brought a lot to the table with The Worst Among Us and Animals That Roam the Earth. It just feels like there's a lot of trust and a lot of collaborative effort between all of us. And I think it feels like a progression forward. It feels exciting because it's got some bits that are experimental, but something that I'm super proud of. And I don't know, like when you're waiting for this stuff to come out, there's a whole range of emotions. And so now that it's out, it sounds like that's how it's being received, and I'm super proud of that.
Good, yeah, great to hear. And the sound you made with the record, was it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing and recording it?
No, I mean, it's still us. It's absolutely still us. Even the songs that are a little more post-punk, I think still has a bit of us, certainly within the writing, within the lyrical writing, and just making statements that are sort of bold and unapologetic. We're still doing that. A progression of sound for sure, but still Dead Pioneers.
Good, yeah, great to hear. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those tracks now?
Yeah, good question. There's a bunch of stuff. We're hoping for maybe some small releases and for maybe an EP, sort of a second take on Wagon Burner with some extra bits. Remains to be seen, but we're talking about it.
Good, yeah, nice to hear. And I'd like to talk a bit more about the writing process as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
They actually start off a few ways. I do a lot of writing on my own, and then I will, once we have something musically written, I can take something I've written and cater to it. And sometimes I'll write something and they'll write music to what they see I've written, so I don't have to change much. And then sometimes they'll give me riffs and concepts and ideas and I'll write something to it. I'll have a subject matter already in mind, and then I'll just write to it specifically and try to find the cadence or the beat in a way that can amplify what's happening. So yeah, those are the 3 ways that we do it, and all 3 have been employed for all 3 records.
Nice. And obviously the world of music and the world of lyrics are quite different worlds, really. How easy do you find to merge them together?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have a song where the chorus is, accountability isn't a cost you're willing to pay. Like, the word accountability has no business in a chorus. Too many syllables, like there's too much, but we just do it. And you know, for this 3rd record, there's an aspect of it where, like, lyrically I don't feel like it's working, and so Abe, who has several degrees in English, will kind of help shape some stuff, and then I'll come in and help shape from there. Or Josh was also adding in some lyrics that we were trying to figure out how to work, and lyrically, like, that was super helpful for me to feel like I wasn't repeating anything that we were doing in previous records. But yeah, just being open, because at the end of the day, I just want to create good art, and if that means I have to let go a little bit, then so be it. That's what we do.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And I'm sure you'll be wanting to get out on the road now that the album is out.
Yeah.
What's your plan for this year and doing some shows?
We are trying to work some stuff out still. Obviously, we're here. We're going to do a few runs in England. We're headed to do some more festivals in Germany with one headliner in Essen. A couple of festivals this month. We'll hit those. We're doing a run in Canada. We're hoping to hit the East Coast of the United States, maybe a West Coast, maybe a Chicago sort of area. So we're just trying to pull it all together from there. I think that next year we'll just continue on as well. And we haven't technically announced it yet, but we're doing a show after the first of the year at the Stanley, which is where they shot The Shining. And so we're going to do something kind of fun and exciting there.
Yeah, have you got ideas and plans in place for that?
We have ideas and plans. It's like a 2-day thing. Yeah, and I think we're planning on possibly recording a live record there as well, live at the Stanley, something kind of weird and spooky. It's supposed to be the most haunted hotel in the United States. I don't know if that's true, but it sure makes it fun.
Yeah, makes a good story as well, if not.
Totally.
Nice. And is there anywhere that you've not been to yet that you want to go and play at some point?
Yeah. I mean, Australia would be amazing. I don't know that we're getting any calls from Japan, but I'd love to do that at some point. South America, I mean, there's a shared colonial experience there as being an indigenous person, and everything that happened there. So those for sure. France, we need to get to France for sure as well. We did Italy we did one show in Italy for Reconstruction and one in Spain, so it'd be nice to get there on our own steam as well.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Dead Pioneers to talk about new music and more. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials. You can also check out the website at thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So while you go and find us on all the socials and give us some follows, of course, we've got our next track from the Virginmarys. They too have been releasing brand new music. We had a chat with them all about it. So the Virginmarys, how are you?
Good. Hot.
Yeah, you're the first one to mention it in an interview, and I've only just said I've not mentioned it in an interview yet, but it is hot, isn't it?
It's the Irish in me. 10 minutes in a minute and I feel it, yeah.
It's not fun. Too hot. You're here at 2000 Trees. How has your day been?
Yeah, it's been great. You know, we just we're not long here actually. We set off this morning, so we're happy to be here. The sun, you know, it's great weather, but it is a bit hot. Yeah,
no, it is. And you hoping to catch any bands while you're here?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to do a couple of routes and see what's going on. A friend of ours, Matt Reynolds, is there from Haggard Cat.
Yep.
So check out his new band and stuff.
Yeah, nice. Sounds good to me. And the reason why you're doing some shows is because you released a new record.
Yeah, that's right.
So for those who've not heard it yet, tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so we it's called Beyond the House of Fires. It's an alternative version of an album that we released a couple of years back called The House Beyond the Fires. So yeah, we're kind of fresh off a tour of that. and yeah, we got a few festivals before going over to Europe and in a month or so.
Yeah, nice. And the sound that you've made with this record, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing it?
No, it's. I mean, this was very much a kind of alternative take on, our general sound, which was really fun for the first time, and hearing Jimi Hendrix. We're both really good players, but not so much kind of into the technical kind of prog aspect, more kind of hashing out sounds, and I just want someone to switch it on and to hear the energy and the personality behind both musicians, as well as having hooks and great pop songs, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. And I'd like to talk a bit about the writing process as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
A lot of it will be me in just waking up with an acoustic guitar and seeing what happens, then taking it into the studio and playing just to a bass drum or whatnot before I work out if an idea is working or not, and then I send what I've got to Dan, and then he kind of picks things that he thinks is working, and then we'll get into the rehearsal space, and then it'll often becomes a lot quicker.
Yeah, I think that's like from doing it over the years and with the band and stuff, we just know the easiest process to do it now.
Yeah.
Rather than going back and forth saying that shit.
Yeah, we have spent kind of like historically, we spent hours and hours labouring over a song that never even came to surface, if you know what I mean. And it kind of it's kind of a bit soul destroying, and it's pointless waste of time, if you know what I mean. So,
do you ever revisit them down the line?
Yeah, I do, because there's a series of ideas in my head, and I'm quite stubborn in that I know that's a great. I know the essence of it can work, but maybe it's just not translating the way that we want. So I can have stuff that I wrote 20 years ago, but yeah, it might happen 10 years later, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, have you gone back kind of to the early days, found something that you wrote back then and have used recently?
Yeah, I know Dan brought up a riff that we had 10 years ago, and we based a song around that recently. The demos that I've sent, one of them, or a few will stay with Dan where he thinks that's really good, and then I'll keep kind of working on it. But yeah, I mean, it's some of them come together really quick, some of them don't.
I think sometimes it's timing as well, like it just doesn't work for that time, and then like you say, an album a couple of years later, it's like, oh, what was that riff, and then it kind of works again. You just almost like you're looking at it a different way. Sometimes I think if you keep trying to force it, you eventually end up with you don't even know what it's supposed to be anymore. So
yeah, you can end up being too clever, I think, with it, where really, I guess a producer's job would be, no, that's the song, that line there, and that hook, base it around there. You're making it too, you're taking it off on a weird detour, like a taxi driver wanting more money.
No, yeah, absolutely. And you touched on shows as well already, but tell us again what shows you've got coming up kind of across the rest of this year.
We're back out in Europe with supporting an American band called Lagwagon. So we've got that coming up. There's a couple of odd other festivals coming up as well. And then back end of the year, we'll probably end up doing another. We've sort of done a mini tour with this recent album that was in May. So it feels like we'll probably do another little mini one that. But the main focus really this year is just finishing off what's going to be the next album next year. And yeah, just finding the time to do that in between doing these gigs. So.
Yeah, nice. And is there anywhere you've not played yet that you want to go and play at some point?
I like to play Canada and South America. That would be fun. Australia maybe. We've played China, India, and pretty much all of Europe and all the states of America. And
I've always wanted to go to Thailand, but I know that it's not really a band thing, so that'd just have to be like on a break or something.
Nice little holiday break in between.
All my other friends that aren't in bands have been to Thailand, said how amazing it is, and I'm always like, I'd love to go to Thailand.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with the Virginmarys from 2000 Trees Festival from last weekend. Now, we are also on Spotify with a fresh playlist. It brings you 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we feel like you might just enjoy yourselves. If you want to check that out, search Fresh by The Sound Lab on Spotify or head to the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and click on the Fresh Playlist button. So while you go and find our playlist on Spotify and give it a save to listen to later on, of course, we've got our next interview from Free Throw. Had a chat with them at 2000 Trees Festival to talk about music and more, and this is what they had to say. So, Free Throw, how are you?
Good, yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, having a blast, just chilling it out, like trying to have as much fun as we can.
Yeah. This is actually like the last day of us being over here. We fly home tomorrow, so we're just trying to have as much fun today as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. You hoping to catch some bands while you're here?
No, not yet, actually, because when the bus got in a little later than I thought it would. So then when I woke up, Summers, our tour manager, was like, "Yeah, time to go to press," and I was like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah. Any plans for later, as in seeing bands, or?
Yeah, I trying to think of like who I want to see the most today.
I definitely know Military Gun. I think they play a little bit before we do. Sadly, Saturday's play is like right whenever we're about to go on.
I want to see Sunny Day Real Estate.
Sunny Day Real Estate and Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah.
I like re-listened to some of their shit and I was just like, oh
Classic.
my god. I was like, there's so many songs. I was like, I don't know if I remember this one, and I heard it and I was like, of course I remember this one.
Absolutely, yeah, nice. And the reason why you're doing some shows is because you released an album.
Yeah.
For those who've not had a chance to listen to it yet, tell us a bit about it.
It's called Moments Before the Wind. We released it in March. It's probably my favorite album we've done
Absolutely same.
to date. We had a really fun time making it because we kind of just, like Larry said before, we didn't put a bunch of pressure on ourselves, and we kind of just, it's our 6th album.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of like, let's just go make some music. And I really enjoyed the way that it came out. It's been a lot of fun playing those songs live on tour, which is nice. That's how you always know you wrote a good song. It's like when you play it live, you're like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we're playing 8 of them live, so it's been super fun. We've never done that before for any record. We'd always play like 2 or 3, and we're like, oh, we can't. But now we're playing like a bunch of them. And recording it was super fun. We've never like approached writing a record the way we did for this one. We like broke it up into like 2 sessions, and then we did a tour in between. So it was like, all right, we wrote some stuff, completely had to forget about it, go on tour, come back and be like, oh shit, we got to finish this record. And I don't know, like being in tour mode was nice because I felt like we honed our craft a little bit more.
Yeah, it almost felt like getting second eyes or like ears on the record.
Yeah.
But they're just our ears.
Same ears, just aged.
Fair enough. And the sound you made with this new record, was it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing it?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have a specific sound in mind. We were kind of just like, let's just write songs and
yeah, they sound like Free Throw. That's the most important part.
I think we've kind of just developed a sound at this point where that's what comes out every time we try to write music.
And that's great. It's super fun. Like Corey was saying, we didn't really put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We were just like, let's write songs that we really like, and that developed our sound in a weird way.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. And I'd like to talk a bit about the writing process as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
It varies.
Yeah. For the longest time, we would meet up and we would write a song, demo it out, do a bunch of stuff. And then for this one, we didn't write pretty much anything before going into the studio. Corey had had a bit of a demo, and then I had a riff or 2. But then we went into the studio for 3 weeks and just forced ourselves to write music, which was insane. Very creatively fulfilling, but also nerve-wracking at the same time. Being like, fuck, I don't know if it's I'm on my 4th riff this day. Is this today? Is this gonna suck? But it felt really cool to push ourselves and write a record in that way.
Yeah, I feel like when we usually write a song, even in the studio, it was always someone would have a riff, and we'd kind of just build upon the first riff that kind of came around. And then I usually write lyrics later. I've just always been that way. I like to kind of feel out the vibe of the song and then take what I want to write about and kind of see which song matches what.
Yeah.
I like doing puzzles, so it's nice to kind of puzzle piece it together.
Is it straightforward to do once you've got the music in place, or is it a challenge at times?
It can be a challenge. I feel like it's more of a challenge for me when I write lyrics before we write the music, and then I have to kind of try and fit it in. than it is to kind of like have the music in front of me and then have an idea about what I want to write about, and then try to translate that idea and project it into the music rather than like trying to take something that I've already written and go, all right, how do I write around this or make this fit? That's just like, I think everybody's songwriting method is different, and that's what's unique about songwriting in general. But for me, it's much easier to just take a song like that we've pretty much, even if it's not finished, like I can at least start working on it at that point.
And I know you said after this you're going home, but I'm sure you'll be doing some more shows. What's your plan for shows for the rest of this year?
Yeah, we've got like 2 weeks at home or a week and a half at home.
I think we got a week or so, and then we're doing Warped Tour in Long Beach, and then we're doing a show
in LA.
Yeah, a show in LA with some friends. And we're home for a month and a half.
Yeah. It'll be a nice break after this last stretch. We've only had like 2.5 weeks at home in the last few months.
Yeah.
And I have a baby now, so I get to go home and see my daughter, so it's going to be nice.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Free Throw from 2000 Trees Festival from last weekend. Now, if you are loving all of today's interviews, then you can hear them once again on our Future Hits radio show. It brings you all of today's interviews alongside a load of new music and other interviews from 2000 Trees Festival as well. And if you want to check that out alongside all the other radio shows that we do, head to the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk, click on International Radio Shows, and it'll take you to our Mixcloud page, The Sound Lab UK. So while you go and find our Mixcloud page to listen to our radio shows after this show is finished, of course, we've got our next interview from Glass Bridges. They are back releasing brand new music, and we had a chat with them all about it. So Glass Bridges, how are you?
Yeah, we're hot, very hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
A bit sweaty, a little bit sweaty. Oh, here he is, sorry.
Here he is, squeeze on in.
Yeah, got the third one squeezing in.
There you go, bunch on up.
Jim, Sam, Jim.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, as you can tell, we've just come off stage and we are
Warm.
dying slightly.
Yeah, a little bit hot.
I'll tell you what, as we've only just started, we'll start again.
Right.
Let's do it. And we're all in as well, so we're good. So I'm having a chat with Glass Bridges. How are you all?
We're good. We're hot. We're crashing from an adrenaline rush a little bit, but I think overall we're pretty good.
That's why there's only three of us right now. There is someone lying down behind a shaded fence, just taking the time out because it was all a bit much. But yeah.
You're here at 2000 Trees, and I think I just overheard your set as well. How was it for you guys?
Yeah, incredible. The whole tent was full, which I think is probably the biggest crowd we've had, and it was a bit surreal. And I mentioned it on stage, but it's actually a dream for us to be here. This is the first big proper festival that we've done with a bunch of bands that we have been inspired by. So it feels very surreal and a bit mind-blowing.
Looking out into the crowd too, you just see everyone like singing along to all our songs. You're like, wait, you know our songs? Oh, brilliant.
It's great.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think you've got a new single out called Pray, if I'm right. Tell us a bit about the single.
So it came out on Friday last week on the 3rd of July. And it's the first track of our new EP, In Reverence to All That We Are, which is about embracing all facets of the human experience, holding them with love, holding them with acceptance, and just really honouring all that we are as humans. And Pray is the first release, and it's about recognising that we aren't in this alone. If we really want to create a better world full of love, then we have to do it together, step outside ourselves and be a collective.
No, nice. And with an EP on the way, how's it sounding at the moment?
Well, we're happy with it. Hopefully everyone else will be. We put a fair bit of time into this one, and it's taken a while. But yeah, we're really happy with it. We think we've progressed a lot since the last lot of music we made. It's another stepping stone, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like we've really started to cement our sound more as well. This EP is the first time I think that we've done a collection of songs that each song feels like fully at the level we want it to be, and also is like really in our sound. We've expanded a little bit as well, like in terms of what we're covering, in terms of topics and that sort of thing. So it's really exciting because I think it's really cementing our identity as a band.
Nice.
This EP.
Yeah, good to hear. And I'd like to talk a bit more about the writing process as well. So, for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
This is your man.
I'll do it's a bit weird. I'll do like a instrumental demo. Like for all the guitars, the synths, everything, and then give it to Simona. We're like, right, put some vocals to that, please. Like, I can't do lyrics, vocals, or anything. I like instruments, and then Simona, work your magic.
It's great for me because I don't really like people's input on my songwriting. When I write, it's very much from a place of personal experience, and even the process of writing the songs, I don't necessarily get to decide when it happens. It happens in relation to whatever's going on in my life, whatever wants to come through in song, and it's when it comes through, sometimes it comes like that. But this EP, it kind of actually took months to figure out what I was going to write about in terms of the words. Like, I remember just like hating everything that I was writing for months, and it was horrible. And then it got to this point where I was... Can I swear? No. Okay, good, thank you. Always good to know. It got to a point where I was like, I just have to like trust that whatever I've done fits the music and is what it's supposed to be. And
dynamic as a band in general works really well. Which Sam started it all off, writes most of the music, and then we all have a part in orchestrating the actual whole finished project. Obviously, I'm not letting Sam ride the drums, that is for sure.
My drums are just like a placeholder, and then Cam actually makes them like 100 times better.
That's my thing.
And it's awesome because we don't really know what it's about until it happens, until it's finally come through, and then we can finally
just crouch on the end.
Crouch on the end, Josh.
Squeeze in.
It's the dreaded crowdedness. Yeah. So and I think we've started to really sink into our process together.
And how straightforward do you find it to add your lyrics and a melody to the music that you're sent? Is it quite straightforward at times, or is it?
Yeah. I think the longer we've been working together, it's been easier to like feel into the vibe of what Sam's doing. I think each song has a specific feel to it, and it's just about picking that up and then it pulling forward whatever wants to come out of me, basically. So, there's a lot of trust involved in the process. Just trusting it will emerge to be whatever it's supposed to be.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah.
I'll write a song and I'll be like, wow, that's my best work, and then I'm like, give it to Simona, and I'm like, this is make or break, because the vocals can really just make or break the song, so just trusting that Simona will pull it out the bag.
And I always do. I always work my magic every time.
I don't know why I get worried. I'm like, you do it every time, so.
Yeah.
Fair enough, nice. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next for you guys, and especially doing some shows?
I think we've got Radar Festival on the 1st of August, and then we're Megata in September, and we've got another single coming out on August 21st, which is Wish. We played it in our set here, so we're giving a little sneak preview before it comes out.
Everybody keeps going, haven't heard this one before. You will very soon.
Yeah.
You can listen to it as much as you like.
And this one's about yearning. Every time I describe it, that's the word I use, yearning, because it's such a great word, and I think like in terms of, again, honouring the human experience, I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of yearning.
Yearn.
In terms of next steps, obviously we've just signed to a label, Year of the Rat. Onwards and upwards, basically. Just push it as much as we can. We want to play more festivals next year.
100%.
Go on tour. Got lots of plans in the making. So we'll see what comes through.
We feel like we're kind of at a threshold at the moment. So even playing 2000 Trees is the first big festival for us, the first proper one with bands that actually inspire us. So I think we're feeling really optimistic at the moment. We're a bit unsure of how this EP is going to be received. Prey has been doing so well, and we just want to keep building as much as we can, basically.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm sure you want to keep playing shows everywhere. Where's some places that you've not been to yet that you want to go and play at some point?
You know what? I really want to play Face Down in London. When they're club nights, it seems like a rite of passage. Like every band plays Face Down. I'm like, guys, please.
Even if we don't play it, it is what it is. It's like that's our path. We do it our way.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it's like a bucket list. Even though it's probably a bit further in the future, so I've been desperate to do Europe.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a bucket list thing for me ever since I was a kid. Like growing up Kerrang, seeing bands tour through Europe. That's a huge one I want to hit, hopefully next year, fingers crossed.
I think Germany will probably be the first place we go when we do Europe. It seems to be leading that way, so it's just a matter of time.
we did have a last minute opportunity crop up last week that we couldn't do. We were like, it's probably for the best.
But it's exciting that it's starting to come in, because it's like, okay, this is becoming a real possibility for us.
100%. Like, Europe, Germany especially. If we're looking at our streams and how we're doing, Germany is the biggest country.
And a lot of people in America too. I mean, like, I feel like it would be pretty cool to like cross the ocean, you know.
Across the pond. Yeah.
That's the word.
That's the one. Yeah, no. So that, but I mean, endless possibilities. Really.
Yeah.
We'll
Everywhere.
go wherever.
The whole world.
wherever wants us, we'll go.
Yeah.
Anything.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Glass Bridges from 2000 Trees Festival from last weekend. Now, if you want to check out all of today's interviews alongside all the other interviews we have done from 2000 Trees, then check out our YouTube, TikTok and Instagram, where you can watch all of today's interviews and more in video format. Yes, our full interviews can be found on YouTube, and short videos can be found on Shorts, TikTok and Reels at the Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials. So go and find them to watch a little later on, of course, because we've got one final interview to play you. And it comes from Scustin, who released a brand new EP not too long ago, and we had a chat with them all about it. So, Scustin, how are you?
Good, thank you very much.
Not too shabby, great to be here.
Yeah, how are you finding it so far? I know you've only just rocked up, but
yeah, we just arrived. We rented a car from Stansted Airport this morning and drove straight here. But I mean, so far the sun's out, which is always a plus at a festival. And it was incredibly easy getting in here. I couldn't believe how far we got in the car. So already it
zero traffic, zero worries, just unbelievable.
Already it pretty much beats most festivals just for ease.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice for that.
And we were also given like loads of water and cans of beer when we got here. So I'm just like, what the hell? This isn't a festival. This is like it's like a hotel service.
We get nothing as press. We get nothing.
We'll give you a can. All
Cheers,
right.
thank you. And ready for later?
Yeah, buzzing for it. It's actually our first full gig in a while.
About 2 months.
About 2 months, which is a long time for us. So we're itching to get up there. Yeah.
I assume then it's the first show since you probably did some shows to promote the new EP of yours.
Yeah, exactly. So we actually released the EP, and then we did like a couple of just one-off shows back home. And yeah, this is the first one since then. So we have a lot to get out of our system, I think, today.
Yeah, for sure. And considering
good stuff and bad stuff.
And considering the EP is now out, tell us a bit about it for those who've not had a chance to listen to it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of the closing chapter of our album, actually, which came out last September. And yeah, I don't know, they're just 4 tunes that we had written that felt like they belonged on the album, but we just didn't put them on the album, so we kind of like we're finishing them after that, and then put out this EP, and it was kind of a closing chapter.
Yeah, we just kind of had a few more things we wanted to kind of get off our chests and get out to the people, you know. Yeah. And I feel like we've done that pretty well. It's been doing very well so far, and people have been enjoying it. So that's all we can ask for, really. And we're enjoying playing the songs as well.
And it's also came out in lovely vinyl, which is we've been our first experiment with vinyl, which has been cool. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And what was the reason behind doing kind of an additional EP on top of the album rather than the other ways of doing it?
Yeah, we just don't like conforming. Everyone tends to do single EP then album. We're doing it backwards. We kind of got album, EP, single, just because fuck the status quo.
Yeah, front heavy, very.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah,
we're riding our own wave over here, climbing our own ladder.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, I guess you're still writing and stuff. Where are you at, kind of for future releases?
No, it's actually So like I said, that EP was kind of like the closing chapter on the album, as in like that deck of songs still felt like it was part of that family. But now we're actually getting into the studio again next month, and we have like a whole new deck of tunes, which is going to be, I think, the makings of a new album. Mm-hmm. But we're going to hopefully get some more music out before the end of the year, and we have 2 very big shows coming up at the end of the year as well. One in London, one in Dublin. Can't say too much else just yet. But yeah, all that news will be coming in September. So we'll have a fairly packed end to the year, which is exciting.
Nice, yeah. And do you know what direction you're wanting to go in with the next release?
I think so. We're slowly figuring it out. It's going to be a bit more, I think. I don't want to say darker, but I don't really know what else to say. But it's going to be heavier, and it's going to be still like tongue in cheek in ways, but it's going to be a little bit more serious, I think, for want of a better term. I don't like that term, serious and non-serious, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. I'd like to talk a bit about the writing process as well. So, for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
I would say that we like to all get together in the room and start jamming something one of us has kind of just came up with that we thought might be cool to bring to the group. And then once we get kind of a bass, kind of like verse, chorus, bridge, we kind of organise the structure of the song. And whilst we're kind of doing that and chatting about it, Larry here is going to think of kind of themes that go with the song, what's kind of in his head at the time. So it's kind of starts with the music, the lyrics kind of come with it, and then it kind of gets refined then after that.
Yeah, I'd say we'll go into it with a general like theme or vibe of like what we'll have an idea of what we want to write about, and then we'll do the music, and then I'll start putting like proper words to it, not just like blah blah blah. Yeah. But we actually, for all those remote workers out there, we've actually done a lot of the recent writing remotely, just because. So I live in London, the rest of the lads are back in Ireland, but I couldn't get back over the last couple of months, so they've been like getting together, putting together some like rough demos, sending them to me. I've been writing lyrics, and now that we're together again for the next couple of weeks, so we'll be back in the jam room writing properly. But yeah, it's actually been interesting because we usually kind of get them to a point where they're like giggable. We'll like write them to a point where they're giggable, and then we'll gig them for like 3 months, and then they'll kind of take on a whole new energy to themselves. So we kind of like don't finish writing them until after they've been gigged. But this time around, it feels like we're not going to do that. We're just going to like get into the studio and record them, and then that's them.
Yeah.
You know. So it'll be a different way of doing it, which is exciting.
Yeah, do you think you'll keep going along that route of writing, or do you think you might revert back, or do you think you'll try other things?
It'll depend on how this new deck of songs go, I think. But I think because we're very focused on being a live band anyway, they'll always kind of take on a new kind of image once we get them out on the road. But I'm kind of enjoying like only like writing for the studio, because it means like things aren't necessarily set in stone as much. There'll be more of an opportunity to kind of edit and craft them in the studio process, so that'll be kind of a different opportunity for us.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of like bands recording a song solely in the studio, and then when they take it live, it takes on a completely different shape and form. So you have two versions of the song basically. You know, you can listen to the recorded version at home, but you're getting something special when you see it live. You're getting something different, something new, something kind of once off, if you will.
Yeah,
so they'd be nice.
And as you're on the Forest stage today, are you having to do something even different, because it's not your main proper stage, is it? It's a bit smaller, it's a bit more intimate.
That's our bread and butter. We love a small, sweaty stage that like the only people that are going to be at it are going to be the kind of diehards that know the festival, and they're like, oh yeah, last time I was here I saw something real good, so there's going to be a lot of people down to see what's going on. So yeah, we'll make the most of it.
Yeah, we actually haven't been to see the stage yet, but now I'm really excited because we did a tour with Inhaler last year, and that was like big venues like concert halls and stuff, and it was great. It was great fun. But like after playing those big venues, and then we got back into like a sweaty basement, we were like, I feel like this is where we belong. You know what I mean? I want to see the whites of the eyes of people when we're jamming out with them. So no, yeah, that's the vibe. I'm buzzing for it.
Good, sounds good to me. Yeah. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next? Many more shows lined up?
We got a couple of kind of one-offs over the summer. Back in Ireland, and then so we're doing like Limerick and Waterford, and then we're playing Boomtown here in the UK. And we're doing a session in Rough Trade in London in August, and then that's pretty much it. But then we're kind of down in tools for these two big shows at the end of the year. Like I said, London and Dublin, more to be revealed.
Sounds like fun. Are you hoping to go further afield into mainland Europe or States or anything?
I think yes, but it'll probably be next year. So I think the focus is kind of those two shows to round off the end of the year, maybe one or two other things, and then like more focus on getting new music out. And then after that, we'll probably get out again on the road properly.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Scustin from 2000 Trees Festival just last weekend. And that's the end of the show for another week, I am afraid. But don't worry, we will be back next week, back with our regular show. But if you can't wait until then, social media at The Sound Lab. Yes, on all the socials, check out the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk. And you can also check out part 1 of our 2000 Trees Festival podcast special, which features interviews from The Scratch, The Excerpts, Dinosaur Pileup, Aerial Salad and Hammock, which is now available on Spotify and YouTube and everywhere else as well. And we will be back next week for another episode of the Sound Lab's Interviews Unedited podcast. Goodbye.